What is up, Pokefans? Welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Matt, and we're going to continue our climb through the ranked ladder using a team that we built from scratch. Now, in the previous episode, we did all 7 of our matches, so we're clearly at an even number. We start at match 81, and we won't stop until we hit 85. So there's that plus. On the team front, though, we did make a change to Tornadus. We switched out Scary Face for Leer. Maybe that'll help us somehow. I wish that Tornadus had more debuff moves than what is there, but he only really gets Scary Face and Leer, and I think one other move, and then he's just like the Weather Setter, Tailwinder, which, don't get me wrong, isn't that bad. But when you've got a prankster that can do what seems like a lot, yeah, it isn't a whole lot when you try to other things that could be useful on him. But he is a Pokemon that suffers from multiple move syndrome. There's so many moves you could put on him, and there's so many options that you could do. So you're just kind of limited while you have like a huge move pool. So there's that. And I don't really have anything else. So we're just going to go ahead and get straight into our matches for today. I didn't make any other changes to anyone else, and I would love to, but it just didn't. So there's that. Let's go ahead and get into our first match of the day. All right, our first match is ready to go. We've got Chien-Pao, Urshifu, Golden Go, Dragonite, Iron Hands, and Fezandipity. That's right, Fezandipity. Okay, here we go. So we do see Pokemon that is gonna obviously be physically troublesome. We do have Golden Go that can't be taunted, can't be status effects. Like, I don't even think I can lower down his stats with his ability of Good as Gold. So he's going to be one to really watch out for the most part. I think the open of Tornadus, maybe Great Tusk might be in order. I mean, I will have to deal with Fake Out from Iron Hands, but if I bring in Fluttermane, I can have like an easy switch-in option. But I don't know what to do about everyone else. Fezandipity is a special attacker, Golden Ghost is a special attacker, everyone else is physical attackers. So the idea that I have is maybe go Gyarados, but yeah, I think Gyarados is going to be the best. I don't want to bring in my Chien-Pao if they have theirs, because that is 2 Pokemon lowering down everyone else's defenses, and with me having Leer now, it's definitely going to start knocking some people over. Here's another thing that I don't know if a lot of people know about, but Leer hits everything on that side of the field. So it's going to be dope. They open up with Chien-Pao Dragonite, though. So that's cool. I automatically have to tear my Tornadus just so that I don't get, like, extreme speeded to the ground. If that seems to be the case. Terra, Leer. And I'll go with the Rock Slide for the flinch. Extreme Speed's gonna go off, but I don't think Dragonite's gonna be able to one-shot. I don't think he's gonna be able to one-shot my Pokemon Great Tusk, but it's really possible. I'm hoping with the Leer drop it does a little bit more. Here comes the Terra, though. It is going to be the Dragonite Terra normal. So we do have the extreme speed set coming out here. I'll be able to turn that off next turn. I don't know if he's going to be able to one-shot. Extreme speed goes into Tornadus and misses because he is Ghost. Leer drops. Oh, it doesn't affect Chien-Pao, but it will drop Dragonite's defenses even more. Here comes the Rock Slide. Does a lot to the Chien-Pao. Doesn't do hardly anything to Dragonite, supposedly. But we'll Bleak Wind and swap Great Tusk to do Fluttermane. So now I don't get affected by the next turn of Extreme Speed. And Bleak Wind's still going to be doing damage to the Pokemon. Now, Chien-Pao is going to get off the Ice Spinner. I think it's to the Tornadus. It is, and it will not KO because it's not affected by it. Not super effective, but there goes the Chien-Pao. Dragonite is still left all by his lonesome now, and we've officially dealt with this obscenely hard opening of Chien-Pao Dragonite. So Well, we wanted Flutter Mane to prevent like getting hit by, you know, other Pokemon like Iron Hands here with the fake out. That was the whole premise of having that set up, but we'll take it this way too. We're gonna go ahead and Leer again. How many Pokemon do they have left? So they, yeah, we'll Leer again. Actually, we'll Bleak Wind. We're not gonna Leer, we'll Bleak Wind, because I'm gonna set up with the Moonblast. Yeah, we'll get up with the Moonblast. Waste your Dragonite, he had to. So here comes this fourth Pokemon. Most likely will be Golden Go. I wasn't gonna say that, but it's good confirmation. Moonblast into the Iron Hands, gets him really, really low. And Bleak Wind will miss the Iron Hands and will miss the Golden Go. That's dope. Love that for me. Wild Charge goes right into the Flutter Mane, which will unfortunately get the KO. Iron Hands is hit with the recoil. We'll go ahead and bring out Gyarados now, as then we can lower down speeds. Not speeds, but attacks. It's not going to do anything to the Dragonite that's in the back, but this is the best way that I can handle it. We will Bleak Wind again. And I'm going to Waterfall Iron Hands. I'm going to make sure that I get the dedicated hit on Iron Hands. Iron Hand is going to dodge the attack, which is why I'm so glad I went for the dedicated hit. Right into that slot in case if it did miss. I wanted to at least do a little bit of damage to Golden Go. Thunderbolts right over to the Gyarados. We'll get the KO. That's interesting. That's spect. Gyarados is kind of bulky and he has like special defense nature. So to one-shot him from a... He's not spec'd. That was just, wow, that's insane. That was leftovers on him, by the way. So he just dies. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Dragonite comes back out. Who is shiny? That's dope. We'll Bleak Wind. And I mean, Extreme Speed's gonna come out. It's gonna hit the Great Tusk first, but I'm gonna hope for the best. Golden Go's gonna protect. Totally fine. Headlong Rut. He didn't. You didn't do Extreme Speed? What? Bleak Wind doesn't hit the Golden Go. Will it knock out the Dragonite though? It will hit the Dragonite. Will it knock it out? It will not. It leaves him down with 1 HP. He goes for the Earthquake instead. I mean, that's not a bad move. It does take out all three of my, or both my Pokemon. Man, if I would have went for the Rock Slide instead, that would have knocked him out. Oh, man. That was a good call. That was a good call. Good game. Next match is up and ready to go. We've got Diplin, Lilligant, Hisuian, Arcanine, Iron Hands, Iron Bundle, and Bronzor. That's an interesting play there. I'm not 100% sure what they're trying to go for in this team. I want to say switch-ins, Intimidators, but Lilligant. I mean, it could be a pseudo Sun team. As you know, Chlorophyll would be really, really fantastic. Diplin to lower down everyone's evasiveness. I think that's going to be what it's going to do. In the event that it is, though, we will bring in Tornadus, Chien-Pao, Great Tusk, and if it's for whatever reason a Trick Room team, we'll bring in a Moongus. He's not. Oh, that's not going to work. Yeah, that's not going to work. Gyarados. we'll leave Fluttermane and Amoonguss at home. I don't think that it's gonna be like to call it a sun team or a pseudo sun team is way on the left field. Bronzor could use Sunny Day, but I really think it's gonna be using Trick Room. I think that's what the entire implementation of the team is, but again, they have Pokemon that kind of fake me out. So we have Bronzor and Dipplin versus Chien-Pao and Tornadus. Evasiveness fell from super sweet syrup. Syrupa. Okay, so we can Bleak Wind the Dipplin away. I'm not too keen on how I'm gonna hit the Bronzong, but I can also taunt him. I'm gonna Leer instead, and then I'm gonna Sucker Punch. Nope, I'm gonna Dipplin or hit Dipplin in the face. So they're gonna retreat Bronzor to bring out Iron Hands. Good call, but my Leer is now gonna lower your guys' defenses one stage, and I'm hopefully gonna one-shot this Dipplin. We'll see. Boop, and it goes down. Okay, Iron Bundle comes out next. Quirk Drive is activated, so now we have speed increased. I mean, we could go for the Leer again and minus Iron Hand's speed. I have to use Cetera here, though. I'm probably going to save Chien-Pao, because that Drain Punch is going to come out and it's going to do a lot of damage. Yeah, we'll Leer, Terra, Sucker Punch into the Iron Bundle. I'm assuming that it's going to attack. It would make sense that it would attack. If it doesn't, they called it. Like, if I was in that position, I would attack and throw like a bunch of stuff out there just to hit Chien-Pao, do something, whatever the case may be. Iron Bundle protects, so they called that for sure. Sucker Punch will fail, does not go into the Iron Hands at all. Leer does nothing to Iron Bundle. Drops Iron Hands' defenses one stage again. Drain Punch over to the Chien-Pao slot. Doesn't do much, but that was what I was trying to prevent the entire time. So I'm going to do Bleak Wind. And Sucker Punch again to the Iron Bundle. Because in the speed of priority, I know Sucker Punch is +1, and anything that Iron Hand or Tornadus does is also +1. Freeze Dry will go into Chien-Pao, which will knock it out, unfortunately. But the Bleak Wind should be able to catch up with the Iron Bundle. Yep, Bleak Wind hits both, and it will take out the Iron Bundle. But it does a barely beat a damage to Iron Hands, but this looks like it's going to be a double KO for sure. Here comes Wild Charge, boop, and he goes down. Obviously. And he gets hit with the 1/4 recoil. So in terms of priority that I was trying to get to before, it was a difference between like Chien-Pao and Tornadus. Tornadus has 179 speed, so Chien-Pao would outspeed him, even though he gets Prankster in priority. But Sucker Punch is the same priority, but it goes then off the speed of both Pokemon. Okay, so I mean, Bronzong has Levitate, so that's not going to really do a whole lot. A Headlong Rush would really hit this Iron Hands a lot. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Headlong Rush the Iron Hands, And I'm gonna taunt the Bronzong. Because I think Gyro Ball is gonna come out of Bronzong. I'm not 100% sure about that. Here comes the Terra. It is for the Bronzong. And it's going to be water. Okay. But it has to be levitate. Like, he has that, right? Headlong Rush into the Iron Hands is a 1-hit KO. Dropping my defenses 1 stage. Bronzong Psychic. Yeah, he has Levitate, Heat Proof, and Heavy Metal. Well, for the taunt, use Psychic over on the Great Tusk. Quite a bit of damage, and it will knock him out. So now it's just down to Gyarados and Bronzong. And I'm going to Thunder Wave him now. He can't protect, he can't do Trick Room. He can't do any status things to me, so he has to do this kind of shenanigans. And we do have Gyro Ball now, which is his best move in the game. But he would get the first turn paralyzed, and now I just Waterfall and hope for the best. Doesn't do a whole lot. Paralyzed again. But he shook off the taunt. He did shake off the taunt. Oh my god, he flinched. This trainer on the other side must be so mad. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. 2 paralyzes and a flinch. Flinch again. Nope. Now, this guy is probably gonna have recover. I think he does get it. I don't see it, so he might not. He has recycle, but I don't see recover. I'm just gonna keep on going. Hopefully we'll... He's about half. Oh my god, this trainer must be so mad. I'd be livid right now if this happened to me. Barry? Flinch couldn't move. Shook off the taunt. No Barry. I don't see recover. Nope. None. Psychic. Finally gets an attack after I don't know how many turns. We're gonna taunt him just so that he can't do anything special. No protects. He has safeguard. He can have like hypnosis. That's how we called it. We called it. No hypnosis for you. Battle was canceled. Oh my god. He got so unlucky. Oh my god. You guys can't see, but I'm smiling up a storm right now. That was so unlucky. It's like, oh, paralyzed? Oh, now you're just flinched. Oh, you're paralyzed again? Oh, now you're just flinched. For 6 whole turns. And then you couldn't use anything else after that because of taunt every other turn. Bro. All right, next match is up. We've got, ooh, a Water Ogerpon, Urshifu, Sinistcha, Monkey Dory, Hisuian Gudra, and Hisuian Arcanine. Okay, so this would be like a really, really good, you know, stall team. It's still really good, don't get me wrong, but I think Rillaboom would have been a really good choice here, but Sinistcha replacing him might have been like the best choice. Throw that out there. He is Grass Ghost, so he will have to tear it to something else to not get one-shotted, and it seems like everyone goes normal for some reason. It's really, really interesting and weird, but I love it. At the same time, it's really, really cool. I'm gonna walk in with Qian Pao Great Tusk. They don't have anyone that's really gonna really step up their game as per like doing like a ton of damage or what is it, Trick Room. So I'm just gonna have to make them play with the speed tier. And actually, we're gonna reverse that. I'm gonna bring in Tornadus first because of the fact that he has Leer, which is gonna drop their defenses. Great Tusk, Gyarados, and Qian Pao. We'll leave Fluttermane and Amoonguss in the back. I just keep wanting to say Iron Hands. I just see him all over the place. I just like Iron Hands, Iron Hands. Everyone is just, everyone's Iron Hands. Even the picture, just Iron Hands. Alrighty, let's see what happens. Goodra and Arcanine. It's gonna drop our stats one stage here. But I think I'll equal it out when I do the Leer. But I can also taunt the Goodra. Now, Arcanine could use Will-O-Wisp here, which if that ever hits Great Tusk, I'm in trouble. So what I think I'm going to do is taunt the Goodra, swap out my Great Tusk for Arcanine? Not Arcanine. Gyarados? Wow. Water Arcanine. To drop their attacks one stage so that we kind of even ourselves out. Taunt. So the Goodra cannot do Shelter, Acid, or anything like that. Rock Blast goes over to the Tornadus. Is that Rocky? Not Rocky Helmet. Is that Loaded Die? One more? I think that's Loaded Die. Okay. It's not always a guarantee, but it does set us up with a clue of what that could be. Goodra cannot use Shelter. Kind of foresaw that. So now I do not have Tailwind. I do not have what's it called? I do not have Tailwind. I also do not have anything among those lines. Rock Slide would be really, really good here for the Arcanine. Maybe the possible stun. I could go for the Earthquake, which would hurt both of them at the same time and does nothing to Gyarados. And that seems what I'm going to be doing here. And I'm going to Waterfall. You know, well, if he attacks before me, I think Arcanine's faster than I am. I'm just going to go straight into the Arcanine. With your Goodra, that's a good call. Ogerpon. It was water. Okay. Earthquake. So it doesn't affect the Gyarados, but it will hit the Arcanine. Arcanine goes down. Water Absorb from the Ogerpon from Gyarados. That's interesting. Water Absorb? Let's go. Okay, Urshifu comes up and it is a Rapid Strike. Nope. Nope, that's Single Strike. That's a Single Strike Urshifu. And I'm going to have to play this. Really, really interesting. Sucker Punch is going to be a thing. And I would like to swap out my thing. Who is a bigger threat here? Probably Ogerpon. I'm going to paralyze him. Great Tusk uses Earthquake. Does nothing to the Gyarados. But it will do half. Not just like a quarter to everything else on the field. Ivy Cudgel onto the Great Tusk, which is going to knock it out, unfortunately. Even if I teared him there, it wouldn't have saved him. Wicked Blow to the Gyarados. Boop. And with the crit, drops him to half. Rocks the Citrus Berry. Goes right back up to the green. And Thunder Wave over to him. So he does outspeed Gyarados. Ogerpon. Just keep that in mind. So now we'll bring out Chin Pao. Okay, so what should I do here? Wicked Blow is a dark attack. Right? It's a dark attack, it's not fighting. So I'm trying to decide whether or not I should go Terra Steel or Terra Flying. I think Terra Steel might be better. Sucker Punch into the Urshifu? Yeah, Sucker Punch into the Urshifu. And Protect on Gyarados. We'll go back. Yeah, no, we'll stick with that. We'll stick with that. I don't know what he's going to plan. Detect on Urshifu, which is a good call. Sucker Punch will fail. Protect on the Gyarados. Follow me for the Ogerpon. That's interesting. So that's just to prevent like other moves being used, I guess. Well, it's to get water absorbed on that side, so obviously we want to try to prevent that. Sucker Punch. Oh, let's protect. Protect and taunt. We're gonna taunt the Ogerpon so he can't use Follow Me, and if he drags anyone over there, then I'll be able to do with that. Close combat will go through the protect for the Chien-Pao, so Unseen Fist does get him down to Sash, which may end up killing Chien-Pao now. But he is paralyzed, so maybe not. Taunt will go into Ogerpon slot. With the Water Absorb, I can't really hit him with anything. Horn Leech will then get Gyarados down to 9 HP. Such a good move. Okay. Terra. If I would have did Terra Flying before, I would have lived with a little bit more health, but unfortunately that's not going to work. Sucker Punch. And honestly, the game's over, so Thunder Wave. I don't have Shell Bell. I don't really have anyone else that it can switch into like heal or take a little bit more hits. I can't use trainer items, thankfully. Although that might be like a really cool gimmick that they could do. Like we have like our own item that we can have. That'd be dope. Sucker Punch over to the Ogerpon. Oh, it failed. That one failed at least. Thunder Wave over to the Urshifu. So Urshifu is now paralyzed. Ogerpon, please get paralyzed. Nope. Horn Leech. It's a little bit more HP. I might be able to pull this if I could do the following. Please paralyze, Ogerpon. Please paralyze. You can't do anything, you're taunted. You have to attack. Please paralyze. Ice Spinner into Urshifu. Gets the KO. Please paralyze. Oh, dang it. I was really hoping, guys, that was my only win condition. If paralyze went off, I would be able to attack the next turn with no problem. I think Spiky Shield would have been able to been accessed like the next turn, but it was a good match. Oh, he still had one more in the back. Oh, dang it. I thought that was it. No. Oh, no. All right, next match. We've got Chien-Pao. Annihilate, Ogerpon, grass, so it's teal. Hisuian, Gudra, Gengar, and Garganacl. Who should I bring in here? Well, there's going to be a lot of physical attackers, and I kind of want to bring in Tornadus again for the Leer, and he's going to do a lot of damage to the Ogerpon too. Don't think it's going to do anything to Garganacl, but I don't really have an answer for Garganacl. Well, I think I kind of do. Let's see. I do have something for Garganacl, but this is a little bit more of a weird setup for me. Okay, so we'll bring in Tornadus. Well, Defiant. Fluttermane, Amoonguss, and yeah, Chien-Pao. I don't like, I have type advantage, but I also don't want to bring out Intimidators because that could be a problem. So we do have obviously Annihilate and Hisuian Gudra out on that side of the field. Question becomes, what do I want to do? could swap to maybe Amoonguss to be able to survive a couple of hits and not have to worry about getting knocked out right away. I will Bleak Wind, and I'll swap to Amoonguss to kind of slow the game down if I can. I don't know if Annihilape is going to have Vital Spirit or Defiant, which is why I didn't bring in Gyarados. I didn't want to raise his stats even more, and it could be a bulk upset. I don't know. Oh, Bleak Wind does a little bit of damage to the Hisuian Goodra, but it does a lot to the Annihilape. Annihilape does Rage Fist. We'll go into the Amoonguss. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Iron Head will also go into that slot. Also doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but a lot more than I was expecting it to. Holy cow. Holy shnikes. Okay, so now Bleak Wind again, and I will protect on the Amoonguss to maybe get them to switch. I don't get to Spore, but they're definitely faster than I am, so I don't want him to get knocked out. I don't want to switch into someone that I don't want to. Bleak Wind goes off, misses someone. Hits the Annihilape. I really wanted it to hit the Annihilape, but apparently Rage Fist into the Protect. We don't have to worry about that. But I did leave Goodra alone. Maybe the... Oh, goes doubled into that slot. All right, that's really, really interesting. I thought you would go for like a Shelter or like Acid Armor or something, but maybe you're thinking that I would do the switch in. It isn't like a bad option at all. It's not a bad option at all. Like either way, let's see. Terra Water Spore into the Goodra. I can't swap out my Amoonguss. The moves that they have set, prepped, ready to go, it would instantly knock out anyone that I brought out. So Amoonguss is kind of like on its own right now, which is really, really unfortunate. So I'm hoping Terra Water will help it. Bleak Wind Snowworm hits both. Annihilape does go down. What are you gonna do, Goodra? What you gonna do? Huh? Iron Head straight to the Amoonguss slot. Doesn't do any much damage because it is a water type, but Spore. Are you serious? Spore triggers Sap Sipper? What? That's hilarious. That's so funny. Ogerpon comes out now. Yay. Wow. All right. That's a really good offensive. I wasn't expecting that at all, actually. That's so funny. Now, Ogerpon is definitely going to be doing some major damage over to Amoonguss, and I think they're going to go for the Terra for Ogerpon. Is it? Yep. And here comes the Teal Man himself. Bap. It's a cool looking mask. This is defense, right? Speed. So speed goes up one stage. I will protect. I don't think it'll outspeed Tornadus, but if it does, it does. Absolutely does. Okay, so that's good to know. Bleak Wind will miss Ogerpon, but it will hit the Goodra. The wrong Pokemon I wanted to hit. Body Slam over to the Amoonguss. Wow, they're just targeting to that Amoonguss, man. Like, they're just like, I don't want you here. I don't want you. I don't. Nope. 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 He's just hanging out, man. They're just completely ignoring Tornadus. I love this, but at the same time, this is terrifying. Ogerpon is definitely going to outspeed Amoonguss. I'm just kind of weighing my options. Do I really want to put anything towards Tornadus or not? I'm just going to Bleak Wind. I'm going to continue what I've been doing. Pollen Puff to Ogerpon. Let's see what happens. Ivy Cudgel is going to hit Amoonguss. We'll get the KO, but again, that's all that I could really do. Amoonguss had to stay out there because there was nothing I could do to save the next Pokemon coming in after him. So just like Bleak Wind will hit both, and we'll almost get the one-hit KO off of Ogerpon, but does not. drops the speed one stage, so now there's normal, and body slam goes into the Tornadus, and it's like, it's not too bad. Like, it does consider amount of damage, but it's not game breaking. It doesn't do what you think it does. Now I could Bleak Wind. Actually, I'm gonna Leer to lower down their defenses, and I'm gonna Sucker Punch. Oh wait, well, I'm gonna Bleak Wind. And then I want to Sucker Punch the... Sucker Punch... Yeah, I'm going to Sucker Punch the Goodra. Spiky Shield goes up. Oof. Good thing I didn't Ice Spinner into that slot. Sucker Punch goes into Hisuian Goodra. Please hit Bleak Wind. Please hit both, not both targets, but just hit. It does. Oh. Hisuian Goodra goes down. He wasn't taunted. Like, I left him alone the entire game. All that damage was pretty much Bleak Winds. It's hilarious, by the way. Okay, now Garganacl does hit the field. So Garganacl is a very weird Pokemon that I will have to deal with. We're going to taunt. Well, does Purifying Salts prevent? Actually, it probably does. That probably does prevent it. So I'm just going to go ahead and just do that. And Ruination that slot altogether. Ruination misses Garganacl. Bleak Wind Storm misses Garganacl, but does hit the Ogerpon. He goes down. Thankfully, he doesn't come back. If you guys haven't played the DLC, you have to fight Ogerpon like 4 or 5 times. Salt Cure goes into Tornadus, which unfortunately will knock him out. Now I can bring in Fluttermane. And Fluttermane is free to do whatever she pleases. We're going to go ahead and Moonblast. And I'm going to Ruination. Obviously, it's going to protect. I think Chien-Pao gets taunt. I think another person with taunt would be cool. That way I don't have to use like Gyarados or Tornadus to do it all the time. But Ruination went first, and then it went over to the Fluttermane, which is really, really interesting. Moonblast, and we'll do it again. 50-50. Ruination goes first and misses. Of course it does. Why it misses twice? Come on, bro. The Moonblast goes right into that slot. Salt Cure will go into the Chien-Pao. Does a little bit of damage, but it's that dot damage that comes in afterwards. That's the problem. Now, he does have Recover, but I'm literally sitting here spamming to drop his HP by 50% with Ruination. Because, like, if he does recover, he's going to heal up for quite a bit. Ruination's going to take him down to where it's actually feasible, and the Moonblast will finish it off. Which is exactly what the strat is for the beginning of the series, which is Chien-Pao attacks first, whoever his partner Pokemon attacks second, and that was the entire strat the entire time. So, it working this way is perfect. So, Ruination finally goes off. I mean, it doesn't really matter now, but here comes the Moonblast right after that. Knock out the Pokemon. Booyah. We got this dub. Let's go. That was a really good match. All right, our final match of the day. We've got Gardevoir, Gallade, Mungus, Scizor, Talonflame, and Raichu. So, priority, wide guard, and a really good defender, which is, you know, Gardevoir. She's a really good setup Pokemon. Amogus to slow the game down, and then we have fake out user Raichu. So a lot of good things here to note, but we do have to watch out for Scizor quite a bit. And now I don't know if Scizor is built normally with like the bullet punch, like physical attacker, or it could have Tailwind. We did run into one of those, so that was pretty neat. But in this respect, we've got quite a bit that we have to deal with. Now Gallade is fighting, I think Psychic might be fighting Fairy, which is really interesting. Gardevoir is Psychic Fairy, so Chien-Pao would be able to take out quite a bit. We do have a lot of physical attackers on that team, so I think Gyarados should come out first. Tornadus, Gyarados, Chien-Pao, and Great Tusk will be my setup. That way we have counters for the majority of their side, and we do have people that we could swap into so that we're not knocked out right away. Like Bullet Punch. That's a steel type move. We swap out to like Gyarados to drop its attack, and we don't take as much damage because water is resistant to steel. So there's that whole thing. Now, if Amoonguss comes out, I do have to target it down a little bit. Oh, he's already out, so that's interesting. But here, we have Scizor right away, like, to deal with it. But we also have Amoonguss that we can deal with right away as well. We could automatically go with the taunt with Tornadus to stop the Spore from the Amoonguss, and then we can get set up with other things after that. So we'll do that, taunt there, and I'm going to Thunder Wave the Scizor. Kind of get paralyzed to kind of slow down the game a little bit, or at least give me a fair chance. Even though they've got priority moves, they're not going to be able to outspeed me as much, or maybe get the paralyzed. So it's about 50% chance. So taunt goes into the Amoonguss. No more Spore for you. No Rage Powder. None of that. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thunder Wave goes into the Scizor. So are you the Tailwind set? Because you didn't do priority. Cannot Spore and Swords Dance. Okay. So the two stages is going to be pretty good. So maybe Leer. Maybe Leer. Would Leer help here? That would drop his defense one stage. Yeah, we'll give it a try. We'll Leer and hit the Scizor with the Waterfall. I do outspeed it, so unless it's doing something different. Brings in the Raichu. Floats in the air due to the air balloon. Leer. No priority Bullet Punch so far. Unless it comes out now. Bullet Punch will go into the Tornadus. Will survive, but here comes the Waterfall, and your -1 defense. Drops you by half. Do have Great Tusk. Great Tusk would be beneficial here, so I think I'm going to do that. And I'm going to Waterfall Scizor again. Bring back Tornadus. I could Leer again to drop their defenses one more stage, but I don't think it's going to really matter too much. We'll bring out Great Tusk so that we have that switch-in option. Scizor is going to protect, which is totally fine. But I'm 4 times weak against Lightning. Here comes the Discharge. Does nothing to Great Tusk because he is ground. Will hit the Gyarados. Does not get the KO off, but does quite a bit of damage regardless. And Gyarados uses Waterfall, which unfortunately does nothing. Now, because Raichu is using that air balloon, I'm going to have to use a Rock Slide, and I'm going to protect with the Gyarados. Just to kind of give it a little bit more health. A little bit more ability to live. Here comes Bullet Punch into the Great Tusk. It's not enough to get the KO. But here comes the Rock Slide, which will get the KO. Does not get the KO, even at -1? That's interesting. Raichu flinch, couldn't move. That's cool. Yeah, we'll hit there. Maybe swap out for Chien-Pao? No, we won't. We'll bring out the Tornadus again. We'll go ahead and let Tornadus go down. He can't knock out Great Tusk. The only thing that Scizor can do right now is protect and try to survive one more turn. But if he continues to do that route, I will then be able to switch in and lower down their attacks further. But I just need to I need to save Gyarados now. He needs to get off the field. Like, he is really, really useful because a lot of the team that they have right now is physical attackers, except for that Raichu. And I need to preserve him because he might need to be my win condition. Couldn't move because paralyzed. Oh, there you go. That bullet punch is paralyzed. So here comes that double KO that I was looking for the last round. I'm surprised Raichu lived with a -1 defense. Now, I know that's not a stab like Rock Slide, but that was still a huge attack from Great Tusk. Amoonguss comes right back out. And Gallade comes out now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and Rock Slide continuously. We're going to taunt the Amoonguss, so no more spores for you. And I'm hoping that we get the flinch for the first turn. So what is your plan? What's your idea? What are you going to do? I don't think Gallade outspeeds any Pokemon on my side. He's definitely not outspeeding Great Tusk. He's Scarfed. His speed's like 220 something. Like, not a lot of Pokemon outspeed him. Like, Fluttermane and Iron Bundle would. Scarfed. Not Scarf, but, I mean, yeah, Scarf would do that. Wide Guard, so it does prevent the Rock Slide. That's good, but I am definitely going to taunt. So, yeah, he's not going to do anything. Rock Slide's going to prevent a lot of damage, though, so I will have to, unfortunately, switch out the Great Tusk because he's locked into Rock Slide. I can't do anything more with him. And Amoonguss can't Spore. So we're going to bring out Gyarados now. Question is, are you going to Wide Guard again? Actually, I'm going to taunt you next. Switch out Great Tusk to bring in Gyarados. Now, Amoonguss cannot do any setup moves. So it could struggle for 2 turns. It'll Wide Guard, which is totally fine. So you prevent that, but I'm going to taunt you so you can't do that next turn. And Pollen Puff will go into the Tornadus, which is unfortunately going to knock it out. Again, that's totally fine, though, because Tornadus has more than done his job at this point. Chien-Pao will now come in. And now we can get a little bit more comfortable. We're going to Thunder Wave the Gallade. And I'm going to change Terra Flying and hit the Amoonguss with Ice Spinner. I thought about changing Chien-Pao's Terra from like Flying to maybe Ghost to ignore the attacks from like Iron Hands and stuff like that, but taking half damage is not like a bad option either. They're also going to Terra, and it's going to go to the Amoonguss. Nope, Gallade. Okay. Change it to... Oh. Oh. Okay. I mean, that could be Solar Blade. Don't get me wrong. That's still good, but he just pretty much opened himself up for a whooping. Oh, it's Leaf Blade. Here we go. Over to the Gyarados. Yeah, that's gonna cam. That's okay. Pollen Puff. Yeah. Heals up a little bit due to the leftovers. And he shook off the taunt. I don't think it matters now. I think the Gallade is still taunted, though. So I'll check real quick to make sure. He's still taunted for 2 more turns. So Rock Slide, and I'm just gonna Ice Spinner into that slot. Amoonguss could protect now. Oh, Quick Claw. Dope. Protect. Leaf Blade. Probably gonna go over, yep, to the Great Tusk. It is gonna get the KO. That's totally fine. I did Ice Spinner right into the Gallade slot. It should be enough to knock it out. Yep, there it goes. This game's ours, guys. We did it. I was setting up to where I can leave it up for interpretation to where I could have a win condition with both Great Tusk and Qian Pao. I would be able to knock out the Amoonguss because it protected last turn. It can go for the double protect now, but it's probably not going to get anywhere. It can't Spore before I attack, which means I'm going to take the victory. But I was going to leave it up to where it's like, okay, well, if you do attack and you do nothing to the Great Tusk, I will hit you first. Now, Great Claw coming up in the item slot is pretty interesting. Even if you're paralyzed, down 2 speed, whatever, Great Claw says you attack first. It's like having priority with like a, what, 25% chance to proc? It might be like 10%. I'll double check that real quick, so don't quote me officially on that. Let me look. All right, ladies and gents, and that's going to be the end of today's video. Looking from our win-loss record, it's not like we didn't do half bad, but we also did really good. We're back up to 40% from our 36% that we were at before, so we jumped up 4%. That's awesome. And we have officially 85 matches. Hopefully we won't have to miss any more matches for the rest of the season, because it goes until September 30th. And I plan on recording at least a couple more episodes so that you guys have nothing else to worry about. With that, let's go ahead and get into our closing procedures, shall we? First question, who was your guys' MVP of today's video? What was your favorite team that you saw on the screen today? And how would you build any of the Pokemon that you saw today? I think having Water Absorb Ogerpon was a really interesting take, besides having like that fire Ogerpon. I didn't really get to see grass Ogerpon that much. Like I did appreciate like the speed boost that it got, but it didn't really set itself up for success besides just, hey, I use Ivy Cudgel and I get a speed boost. So it's kind of weird in that sense. But Hornleech is huge this gen. It's huge. I think he's the only one that gets it. So far, could be wrong, but I think he's the only one that gets it. And that's where I leave the question. I like the adversity of the Water Ogerpon. Now it's your turn. Go ahead and answer that in the comments down below. And while you're doing that, why don't you go ahead and do the YouTubey things for me? Just leave a like on the video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't. Leave a comment down below. It does allow me to converse with you, and it does help out the channel quite a bit. I do reply to any and all comments that you guys leave behind. And go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you are a returning viewer of mine or just someone that wants to watch battles and find me oddly entertaining as I'm trying to figure out what moves do, because doubles is a completely different beast than what we've been doing for almost 20 years at this point. So I like it, and I'm hoping you guys do too. Hit the bell icon on the right side of that subscribe button and go ahead and put notifications to all. It'll let you know when I upload. I genuinely upload 6 days a week, but it could be more for Regulation E because I do have a regional to prepare for. Almost clear to the end, but it's in January when I'll be competing in the Portland Regionals. And I may or may not be using the team that you guys will see on screen during that Regulation E timeline. So there's that. Hopefully you guys recognize my team, maybe compete in Portland, and come say hi. That'd be dope. But that's it for me. I want to thank you guys for watching one last time, and I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. If you're watching this, I'm probably at my pool tournament already. So yeah, enjoy. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.